So it might crash again towards the end, but hopefully I have enough auto-saves. Did I save? Yeah. This is another use of the save warping. Basically, if you make a manual save here and then load it, for whatever reason, it just spits you back out at the exit. So I think my favorite Monster Hunter monster to fight is definitely different than like just in general. I think the best one to fight is probably like Stygian Zenogre, because he just looks amazing and it's a pretty active fight, and you can do it with any weapon and feel like you're making a difference. And then like coolest monster, I don't know. Yeah. It's pretty much like the best game. It's something I had played, like, I've played very few games. Like, I didn't start gaming till like N64 and only had like one game for console generation. And then at the marathon here, which way was I going? This way? At the marathon, someone showed me Heavy Nova, and I just like couldn't believe my life was complete without it. It's kind of like this game. It's like an action platformer, and then you have some boss fights at the end with real skill-based combat. So I'm definitely going to be buying that game and doing a speedrun and streaming it.
Yeah, there's a few words in there I'm not sure I agree with, like skill, bosses, levels.
Really game either.
It's game, yeah, game doesn't really fit either.
It's a game. It comes in a game box.
So does a pile of vomit. That doesn't mean it's a video game.
I've played DVDs on my PS3. That
doesn't make
that
them
can play
games.
DVDs, maybe.
I 100% use all the time.
Yeah. Oh god. Help. There we go. So this is the grapple. This dungeon's kind of interesting. It was the first one that was routed because basically you start out looking at the boss door and where the item is. And so once we had infinite jumps, infinite hover, all those sorts of things, it was just like, well, let's go there. And then there was kind of once we got here, it was kind of a trickier setup to actually get to the boss. But AFOX found a skip, which I think we're calling the Raise Your Dongers skip.
I'm sure chat won't have any sort of reaction to you saying that phrase.
And and so that saves like 20 or so seconds and eliminates basically one source of variability in the run. How low am I? How high am I? Where am I?
Oh, there we go.
Am I low? There we go.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So the reason it's called that, there is a story behind it, is because I had never heard of that meme until, like, I was just practicing different ways of doing that skip. A different skip that ended up failing, but chat got pretty bored, and so they introduced me to the Raise Your Dongers meme, which just like for half an hour was just being flooded, which was amazing. So
Yeah, kind of like right now.
I'm now definitely in love with that meme. Like, you're in the donger zone, the hidden donger is the most dongerous, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to this fight. Basically, you just the thing I never got about this, and I think I said it, I ran this game last marathon, and I know I said the same thing, was you're put into a dungeon full of webs, it's tons of spiders, like just web everywhere, and then you get to the boss, who ostensibly would have made all this, and it's a warp around spider that hits you with melee attacks. Nothing else. Like, that's it. So it's like something I never really thought or noticed till I thought about it as being very weird. There we go. Mess that up a bit. You can save a couple seconds over what I did by grappling at the right time. Is that still linking? Excellent.
I still remember getting signed up. My revenge.
Is that why you're so excited about it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
See, I think I'm going to keep that name.
I like it.
I like it too.
You need like a tender love skill.
If we skip Straga or something, maybe. Or if Adam ever finishes the game. There's, so the way that running this game has gone, like I said, there's pretty much an all-star team of people that worked on it. But what generally happens is they'll play it, finish prologue, and be like, yep, I think I'm done. I've seen the entire game. Or they'll actually make it a bit further, get past Choking Grounds, which has like the first out-of-bounds skips, and then they'll get to the first dungeon and get infinite jump? Yeah, that's a move. They'll get infinite jump, and it won't work on their keyboard. They'll either have laptops, or they just have some keyboard that the rollover doesn't quite work, so that it can't hit it at the same time. And I just have a Logitech K120, which is like a $6 keyboard, but it's like easily the best gaming keyboard ever made. I know at least 2 of the other active Darksiders runners have it as well. I think Kuro has it and Ingerval has it. And then we use like the top tier mouse is like a G500 because it has a free scroll wheel. So a lot of the stuff I'm doing is actually switching between the ratchet and the free scroll modes on the wheel. That's how I do these dashes really quickly. Let's see now to here. So now I just need to turn in the hearts to Samael and then do a pretty interesting dungeon skip. I think this one might have been intended. I know at some point we had talked to Ben Curtin, who did the Darksiders 2. He was like the senior combat designer, and he was a really cool guy. He was interested in the runs. Gave us like shout outs on his Twitter, I'm pretty sure, when we got it and streamed it. And then he said he liked the runs except for the out-of-bounds stuff. But he did like say that there was a lot of things that during testing they just kind of kept in because it would like make players feel good when they found something, generally inbound. So I think this next one is kind of part of that. But we took a long time to find it. So basically all of these loading zones, in order to cut down on how many times it actually says now loading, they just kind of stored the dungeon above this loading zone. All the maps are stored somewhere around the loading zone, but generally they're a bit further away. But because this one's right here, we can just jump up to it and never even enter the dungeon. So it's like if you didn't find this your first playthrough, you're just kind of punished with like a 3 or 4 hour dungeon where you have to do puzzles on the way up and on the way down from items. So yeah, those rocks, if you go near them, they glow, because that's actually like the individual stones that make up those bridges that you run across. And here we go. So this is underneath the dungeon. And here's the loading zone. Like I said, it's very nice that the loading triggers extend so far, because you just kind of go anywhere near those stairs, and the game just lets you to the next area. And then falling outside that elevator, same thing. The game thinks you're going down. So one thing this game definitely didn't do a mashup of is Portal, because I'm pretty sure there's no portal gun in the game. In exchange, this last guy is pretty difficult. You have to time, always worrying, you have to time when you fall and where you fall on this platform on the back to activate the eye. as if you were doing it the unintended route. There we go. And this is easily like kind of the big run killer. Again, not for RNG or anything, but just because it's actually pretty difficult to get the timing right. And so it's still going through revisions on kind of like what our cues are for everything with him. And it's something that like new runners will struggle with, especially because it's hard to be consistent with him until you've played like way too much. That thing, oh, there's one more. There we go. So on these guys as well, it's faster just to do the cutscene kill. So yeah, the general way I'm doing this is just kind of sitting back in front of him, and then as soon as he's about to start the wind-up animation, which is normally where you jump through the portal, he will let his back be activated. And so it's mainly just kind of getting in the right general area, and then just muscle memory knowing the timing of when to drop down. There we go. I was hitting the transform button and it just kept shooting the gun. It was weird. Oh no, I missed it. These fights you can get like, I don't really want to call it lucky, but you can just have some luck and just kind of like good manipulation of kind of your combos and how long the chaos form lasts to kill all of them while you're in chaos form. It doesn't always work out, but it always saves a bit of time. And then this should be the last hit, assuming I get it. That's a bit early, but there we go. Cool, so that's Straga done. And from here, there's not a whole lot of run killers. I just need to make sure not to mess up in every place that I go.
He came to me after his
Because yeah, again, it's just like there's time to lose everywhere. Like there's not a huge amount of like run killers in the game. It's just you can lose time everywhere from just not playing perfectly. So that's especially true of like transitions like that, from going to like infinite jumping to an area and then starting up gun dashing. And so that's one of the things that like I've been improving on recently, is just kind of working on the basic skills like that. So it's kind of weird, if you crash at this point and then reload, the walls of the place disappear, and then he can just follow you through. But then if you deactivate the bridge, he'll just stand floating in midair. We'll see if we can get it to crash. Come on. That's too bad. Oh, there we go. Good old Windows 8. So yeah, I'll show that off, I guess. It's kind of weird. It's just kind of funny. He'll end up falling forever. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it saves time. New strats discovered. See, he should just follow me. Then I just deactivate the bridge. Ah, he's not in the right spot. I did it once. Yes, no crash. But yeah, look into that Apex. It would save 3 infinite jumps. So yeah, now it's coming towards the end of the game. It's just trying to collect the missing Armageddon pieces. If you remember, I had gotten one like kind of right at the beginning of the game, so I only have now 5 left to get. And so we'll just go through the 5 areas. Cool, thanks. Sorry, I forgot what button dash was. I'm new to this game. So yeah, there's no real order you need to get these in. I just kind of go in a superstitious order because this was the one that wouldn't crash my old computer, and I just kind of kept it. So we'll see if it works on this one. Yeah, towards the wall. Some of them really bad at directions for that. And then there's a long sequence of puzzles here, pretty much at all of the Armageddon Blade pieces. But somehow we have infinite jump, and so we just kind of go straight there. And one of the interesting things with how autosaves work is not all of them save your position. So when you pick up the shard, it saves that you have the shard, but not that you were up there. And so you can just reload your autosave and appear back at Volgrim, which saves quite a bit of in-game and real-time. Oh, there we go. And so here I have to take kind of a roundabout way, because there's a long cutscene and then fight with one of the main characters, but all they did to stop you from skipping it was put an absurdly tall barrier in the way, so we can just jump over it. And the reason we have to jump over it, like the cutscene itself doesn't cost any game time or anything like that, but it saves your position, and so you lose the time that you have to go running back to Volgrim. Go. Back up. Yeah, there's been there's not been that many new runners of it recently, of this game. What? Oh, there's this French guy called Ink Alex, and he's slowly bringing down his times, but it's kind of a tough game to pick up because we don't have really any resources made at the moment. The way everyone's learned is just by watching like archives of other people's streams, and then just kind of following along blindly. And then Kuro's been playing quite a bit and is the closest person to my times. He's gotten like some 119s, which is really very good. It's quite reasonable. Oh my word, quite reasonable. But yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of daunting or intimidating just because your first instinct is to try to go backwards through everything, but it's really when you first pick up the game that you want to go forward until you're really comfortable with where all the loading zones are, how you kind of recover from missing them, because you will a lot, and then just knowing the route, because it's not a long route, it's just kind of hard to learn, hard to pick up because so much of it is just in empty space. There we go. So I'm kind of slow at this bit. I just recently learned how to infinite jump left because I'd never been able to use my pinky on a keyboard. I said my first PC game was this, so some parts are just me being bad at keyboard and mouse. Here we go. There we go. So that's the last piece. Now I just go back to Old Thane and put them all together. The game says I need to find 2 more, but the game really doesn't know what it's talking about, so I'm just going to find none more. I don't think I'll beat the record, actually. It's too bad. I think the, I think there's some bad playing mixed with, I think that Eden thing did lose me some time since it autosaved. Oh well. This has been a pretty solid marathon run. My last time was like a 1... It was really close to the record. It was like a 117, 118. Last year the record was 116.44. And there's been some new skips found since then. But like all of, I don't know, there's a lot of time to save in this game yet. It's just getting a run with no mistakes. There we go. So yeah, it's very nice that you can just save and warp to the end of these. So otherwise, there's just too many. And as you saw before, I have a habit of just kind of like falling down and losing a whole bunch of time. There we go. So coming up is a cool trick found by Akion. We don't really use it anywhere else but here, but it's an interesting find nonetheless. Oh. There we go. If you try to get on your horse there, it just doesn't know what to do and puts you up top. And so this boss fight used to be like the bane of every Darksiders runner existence. Because you used to use the horse, but now you don't, and it's much more enjoyable. We had thought that you need to be on the horse to do like some special attack to hit this guy. All you have to do is just as soon as he starts running, hit him with the normal sword swing. He just falls down and just doesn't even know what to do with himself. And then he's another scripted boss. So you just kind of get away from his hitboxes, and then you're generally safe as long as you remember his pattern, which is embarrassingly gone wrong way too many times. And I think it's faster not to hit him because maybe you have some frame delay when you hit him. I don't know. It's just weird mechanics for a final boss. So you just need like 5 hits total that aren't even hard to do, and then you beat him. That was close. I almost forgot his pattern. So that's how easy it is. I guess. No, not for a while. Are you coming up on time? Oh, there's no sound for that. Also, for some reason in Windows 8, most of the sound in this game has been wrong for what it's supposed to be, and fittingly, there's just no sound effects for anything this dragon's doing, basically. That would improve it. It like starts it and then it just cuts off somehow. This is the only part we use the horse just because it's a little less tedious. Yeah, the game's still running. So yeah, I guess the game froze. Nothing interesting is happening. You can pick
Time.
though. I don't mind. I'm not modding chat.
Right. Switching scenes or something?
That's weird. So I have these capture cards at home, and I've never had like any of the issues we've run into here. I guess I don't have 4 of them. So yeah, I'm on the final boss now. The Rift.
Get a picture while we're here.
Hey, glad you can make it.
What did you? Oh, what did you use? 16?
So yeah, this final boss is pretty trivial with sword canceling, even though you can't see it. I'm just sword canceling on him and definitely beating him fair and square. I'm not cheating, as far as I know. Oh, smashing the middle mouse there. Yeah, this is kind of an anticlimactic final boss. It's just like there's yeah. Yeah, I'll pause it now. I'm gonna go for risky strat. No, I already know what my game time is.
Did you mess up full screen?
No, I messed up Windows 8.
Oh god.
I messed up quite a few things though. Just like small things. I didn't miss any of the scripts, but it adds up. Same. This is just a replay.
You just scroll it up past your
Oh, I got a game in bonus.
Hey, try it. You start actually, yeah.
Where are you going to? Where,
Yeah.
where are you?
I'm waiting for scenes.
Yeah. Where are you going to eat?
Across the street, whatever, still open. The sooner we go, the more open.
TGI's is probably still.
You want to do Cordova?
Well, it's not good to
What is that?
It's like a Chipotle, but it's called Cordova. It's exactly the same.
Word. That's just cutscene. But you can do the elevator. You can do the elevator.
Anyone in chat have anything to say other than picnic?
Come on, chat. Let's chat it up with Aftermath while we wait for this stream camera thing to.
But yeah,
fix itself.
on my stream I generally play. Is the stream actually up?
The stream
Okay.
itself is up.
Okay. So yeah, if you liked at all what you saw, or me or whatever, I generally stream this game, especially because I'm trying to do some record attempts at home, and then I've been playing on Mech Warrior, and then just some other random games that I'll be speedrunning, such as Heavy Nova. I'm hyped
Down for the Heavy Nova.
Heavy Nova races.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
I've always picked up this right. Hold the camera high.
We are going to take the stream down for just a moment while we get this fixed, so everyone just stay calm. Don't go on a